Auspicia Electrificados GarageTV, Moebius Movilidad Eléctrica.
It may shock you, but on an industrial scale, electricity is rarely generated in reserve. If fuel or water power is used to generate energy, then the process can be regulated and not generate excess electricity. But there is a problem with renewable energy sources. You can tell the sun to shine later and the wind to blow in the evening. How to save renewable energy and give it to consumers during peak hours? Scientists are working on various options. We have already discussed one of them, sand batteries. The alternative is gravity batteries. How long can they work and how much electricity can they give out? And most importantly, can they change the world of renewable energy? The first device in which the force of gravity made it possible to obtain energy for the mechanical movement was the ordinary pendulum clock, invented by Huygens in 1656. But it took 250 years for the principle of using gravity to reach energy. In 1907, the first pumped storage system was built in Switzerland, which according to the general principle is referred to as gravity. Initially, pumped storage hydroelectricity was used, obtained by burning fossil fuels. It was cheap because it was produced during off-peak hours and some of it would still be used in vain. This energy was used to pump water from the lower reservoir to the upper one. At peak times, gravity would rush the water back to the lower reservoir, pumping turbines and generating electricity in the process. Today, such systems also use energy from renewable sources. For more than a century, the method of pumped storage hydropower has been widely used. Statistics claim that today it is the most popular method of storing electricity in the world. For instance, of the total number of energy storage facilities in the United States, 95% use this particular technology. But gravity can be used in many ways, and water is not required. Moreover, different forms of gravity batteries can potentially solve the main problem of renewable energy: how to save all the energy that both the sun and wind give, and then transfer it to consumers at the right time. And at the same time, how to make the system cheap and wear-resistant. In the past few years, various startups have emerged that offer a new concept for a gravity battery. About one of them, the Gravitricity, we will go into further detail. But first, let's understand how the new concept of a gravity battery actually works. The essence is simple. In the charging mode, the system uses the electricity received from the outside to lift a heavy load from the bottom to the top. This is how potential energy accumulates in the load. When you need to extract energy and get electricity, the load falls under the force of gravity and the electric motors switch to generator mode and give energy to the consumer. You have to understand that the load does not fall instantly. It is designed in such a way that it goes down slowly. That is, the system is capable of delivering energy for several hours. In fact, it all depends on the weight of the load and the height of the lift. At the same time, switching from charging to discharging mode takes only a few seconds. That is, the system is able to respond to peak loads quickly. It is this principle of operation that Gravitricity, which in 2021 built its first test prototype, also known as a demonstration sample, proposes to use. The system was installed in the Port of Edinburgh. Its design is similar to an elevator, only inside it is not a cabin for passengers, but for two 25-ton loads. They slowly rise to a height of 15 meters due to the energy of the sun and electric motors, and then within a few seconds quickly fall down under the influence of gravity. The startup notes that the blocks are lowered faster than they should, and this was done specifically for demonstration purposes. But this is enough to impress. Although not only that, the device can fully power a nearby village with electricity for a few seconds. The power of this design is 250 kilowatt. But such systems can potentially deliver from 1 to 20 megawatt of peak power and do it for 8 hours. Gravitricity engineers estimate that a 20 megawatt power grid could power 63,000 homes for every hour of discharge. To do this, the company plans to use a load of a larger mass, but it is not reported which one, and lift it to a much greater height. Although it would be more correct to say drawing down instead of lifting, as for these purposes, Gravitricity suggests using abandoned coal mines, which can be several kilometers deep. Agreed, there is something symbolic in the fact that the remnants of the coal industry can get a second life and give impetus to the development of renewable energy. Because the key problem was collecting solar and wind energy is that if there is nowhere to store it, then it is simply wasted.